All right, so I'm going to be going over the TV show analysis essay. This is fun. You get to pick a TV show of your choice, and you are going to analyze it looking for an ethical or moral issue. Again, ethics leans more into things like between doctors and patients, or teachers and students. That kind of like ethical, within a job, versus morals, which is more on a personal side. Okay, so. Let's do an example for, say, Golden Girls. We're going to do an example as Golden Girls, where Dorothy, who's a teacher, is having an affair with another teacher, which is a gym teacher, who's married. Okay, so we got a couple ethics, right? Two teachers getting together. Should they, shouldn't they? I don't know. Is there ethics within that school system? It's going to be something for you to research. And then morals. What do the morals look like? What are their values? And then what are some reality assumptions? These are the things you want to focus on in your TV show. Okay. Again, this is a 4-source essay that's going to also include the book. Okay. Let's see here. The biggest thing is this is going to be including chapters 2 and 3. So you're going to really be honing in on a lot of the definitions and things that are going on within that chapter to really understand that moral or ethical issue that is dealing with within that TV show. Okay. So the sources I need you to choose, there's going to be 4. You're going to need to choose the book, right? You're going to have chapters 2 and chapters 3 from Dietzler's book that include 8 vocabulary words, 8 of those vocabulary words. That's going to be in the lecture. Remember all the lectures I do? And then you can go back to the modules. It's going to literally show you the vocabulary that I'm looking for. Choose those correctly, okay, and use those correctly. And you will, because you're going to be using the book, right? Control F. Just find the word. Get in there. Really figure it out. All right, some of the terms will need to be defined. Don't just assume that your audience knows exactly what you're talking about. Make sure you let us know that you know exactly how those words are being used. See, this is exactly like the vocabulary assignment. All right, so use of terms is an essential part of your analysis. You're going to use these terms to help guide the point that you need to make within this essay. All right, so incorrect application of the terms is going to lower your grade. In other words, if you're not using the right words, I can't give you credit for the word. Does that make sense? Okay, super easy. All right, the TV show itself, make sure you cite that. Most people pull it from just IMDb, super simple, or just look up the information. Super easy MLA format. If you have questions, let me know. Also make sure that what you're looking for in your third source is going to be a reliable source that gives background information on the points you're trying to make. So if you're making an ethical statement, you want to go, okay, it is unethical based on, whatever research you find within a school for 2 teachers to hook up or something. I don't know what that would be, but it's kind of like the ethics of a, doctor and patient, right? What do those ethics look like in the information that maybe a doctor's divulging? So really kind of think about, where you might be needing to look up information that's going to help make your argument. And then, okay, maybe you have research on, if we're talking about cheating, maybe some of your research is backing up statistics of people who cheat, whether they're married or whatever. What does that look like? What's the moral stance within America? What are some stats? Like what's the information that you're going to need to help give us that final, okay, I see what they're saying. That's the goal. You want to use research to back up your main point. Don't just say it just to, I think it's blah, blah. Well, tell me why. Give me some research. Explain it more in detail. I want you to show me with data, okay? All right, so also make sure that you use the website IMDb to just to include a couple sentences of the production information about your show, including when it aired, who directed it, who wrote the script, or who starred. Don't use the plot summary from IMDb. Use your own words. So when you're summarizing the plot, use your own words. Go to the rubric. The rubric will give you everything I'm looking for. I also include a sample, just like kind of a, whatever sample for you to kind of get for your information, how to see how I want the information. Okay. All right. So the formatting, when you scroll into this, right below this video, when you go down there, you're going to see a lot of information. And I want you to take a look at the ways in which I want you to approach this. Again, choose a show in which there's morals, values, and ethics and reality assumptions that are important to the story. right? Just one episode of a TV show. I don't want the whole show. I just need one episode that really hones in on some specific issue. All right. Your thesis will make a point about this, either how it affects one or more of the characters or how it affects the plot. Please read everything below me. It's going to give you all the details. I don't want to blah, blah, blah even longer than I have to. So please just read that. Okay. Again, make sure you're paying attention to chapters 2 and 3 of our book. And don't just focus on the vocabulary. I want you to make sure you read the chapter to understand what Dietzler's trying to say about these ideas. What do the approaches to these ideas look like? Okay. All right, make sure you are using MLA format. That includes double spacing, indented paragraphs, right? I know sometimes Word doesn't do that, so just a little tabby tab, give yourself a little tab. No extra spaces, just single through or double space throughout. Make sure you have your title, your works cited page, which is going to go at the bottom where you cite your 4 sources. Okay, and again, there's a link there. Take a look at how I want you to cite your sources. Make sure you follow, like I'm going to tell you that format down below. Make sure you follow that format because it's going to tell you exactly how I want everything set up. In your open, I want you to describe in present tense a scene from the episode that illustrates the point that you want to make, and then make your point right away. Just get to it. Just tell me what you were looking at. Assume I'm dumb and I've never seen the episode and I have no idea what you're talking about, so tell me what's going on. The name of the show, the episode in correct format should also appear in your introduction. Give it to me. All right, provide a little background. That's where you're pulling from, IMDb. Next, I want you to summarize the plot in the episode to present the in present tense, present tense, and no more than a few sentences as if the reader of your essay hasn't seen it. So give me a little bit. You don't have to do the whole thing. I don't want the whole paper to be a plot summary. I don't need that. I just need you to kind of hone us in, get us there, tell us what we're looking at, and then pull out, right? Okay. This is very early in the essay. It's probably at one of the beginning parts. Okay. Again, make your point early on, preferably before your episode summary. Okay. Your point can be about the episode or society in general, whatever you need to say. It'll use the concepts from chapters 2 and 3. Do not use fallacies. What are fallacies? Go ahead and take a look in the modules. You'll see it numbers 1 through 18. All right, so make sure you're bringing in the textbook chapter very clearly. Introduce it with the title, the formatting, all that, the signal phrase, everything you know MLA format to be. If you've been in my English 2, you already know what it looks like. And then make sure when you're using vocabulary that you're citing your sources. That includes Dietzler because that's where you're pulling it from. All right, so bring in your additional source. Make sure you're pulling it in. You're using your signal phrases and all that information to help validate your point. How are you going to validate it? You're going to show us data. You're going to show us science. You're going to show us all the things that tell us, okay, this person is not talking out of their ass. They have stuff to back them up. That's what I'm looking for with my pointy fingers. Okay. All right, so use third person point of view. Don't use I and don't use you throughout the essay, okay? Make sure you format the titles of the works that you use. Titles of the books and websites go in italics. Titles of articles go in quotation marks, and so on and so forth. It's going to tell you all down here. Use signal phrases, introduce your information. Don't just start a sentence with a quote. Do not start a sentence with a quote. Introduce it. Tell us who's writing it, all right? Make sure you cite it if you haven't. All right, bring in dialogue of the episode. We want to make sure that you have something in there that's going to tell us we know that you know what you're talking about because you've watched the TV show. So bring something in there. Please make sure you proofread your essay to the best of your abilities. I don't know if you know CAS, that is the Center for Academic Success. Please reach out to them. They're gladly willing and ready to help you out, okay? And that's it. So if you have any other questions, please go ahead, read everything below. Take a look at that rubric. It is long. It's got a lot of stuff going on in there, but that's what I'll be looking for when I'm grading. So if you hit all those points, good for you. All right. That was as fast as I could go. Love you. Good luck. Have fun. Message me if you have any questions.